inland, the ups are not there. They're the in ones. You've got Narrogin, Corrigin, Coolin, and all the other inland. So White's, if you're on the coast, and this is a good place for catching emus. White's is the emu. Up is the place of wager up, which today we say wager up. But inland, White's. Inland, they say, oh, this is a good place here, and so they have Whitechin, and so you get waging. And then down near Albany, your hunting ground there, you have a lovely national park down there called Whitechinnicup National Park.
That's right.
White is emu, the little baby ones are called Whitechinny, and up, of course, is just the place where you find the little emus. So that's one of them, and of course a lot of the birds that they eat are the ones that run along on the ground, and of course the malleefowl, which of course has built a huge nest on the ground. When the male's calling, goes no, no.
I think we've got no anger up coming here.
Yes, you have, and this is where the native name for the malleefowl, or one of them is Noan. And, of course, the nest on the ground is Gare. So the place where you find Noan's Gare is Noangerup, the place of the malleehen's nest. And, of course, you go up north and you get the, you get Weelu, the stone curlew, which is another bird that can walk and fly but can't go up in trees. The stone curlew stands about knee-high. And its call goes wee, or goes wee-loo, and of course they have a wee-loo, and of course up north they don't use up or in, they use na, da, so that's why you got wee-loo na, the place of the wee-loo.
Oh, good heavens.
And then of course you got the bronze-winged pigeon, which is wood, wood, and they call him wooda. Now his nest, because it's up in a tree,
I know this one,
is called Niel. And the place where you find Wooda's Niel is Wooda Nieling, the place of the bronze wing's nest. And so we have a lot of our places. Just out of Tujay, you have the 28 parrot, which is Dowrin. And so we've got the town of Dowrin, and up near Tammin there's a creek running there called down south there's a couple of lakes called Towrinning Lakes.
Oh, yes.
And the trees, when Margaret and I went over to there years ago, I couldn't believe it. Talk about the place of the 28. Practically every tree around the edge had 28 sitting in it. So the lake is really well known.
That used to be a lake where people would ski in. I don't know whether it's dried up these days or like water ski, I mean.
Well, these are winter wet places where they fill up in the winter, and then because they're shallow, they dry out. See, Herdsman's Lake used to be a deep water lake, and in the 1920s they dug a tunnel from Herdsman's Lake through all the sand dunes down to the Scarborough, one of the beaches there, and had a big 2-metre pipe going through there.
And
it took 6 months to drain the whole of Herdsman's Lake out, and they turned it into a market garden. But of course the soil was too acidic, and of course the men abandoned it, and then that's when the bulrush came in. By the way, do you know the Aboriginal word for bulrush?
Tell me.
Yanchep. And just at Fremantle, they call it Yanji.
Yeah.
That's why you've got the suburb of Yanji, the place of that. And down south, bulrushes are called Manji. And so you have the town of Manjimup, the place of bulrushes.
People have been asking us about woolly wagtails.
Yeah, chitty chitty.
Chitty chitty.
Yeah,
without the bang bang.
Chitty chitty bang bang. That's a different one.
Yeah.
But chitty chitty is the woolly wagtail.
So chittering?
And chittering and jitarning and probably chitivin would all be places where the chitty is found.
Jeff lives in Nannup. And he tells me they have a pair of golden whistler birds. The male keeps attacking his reflection in the window. Does he think this is another male? How can they stop him doing it?
Fairly easy. On the outside of the window, from where he's actually, where the golden whistler actually sits to see his reflection, he is thinking it's another one. All you have to do is to get a sheet of newspaper and just sticky tape it onto the window so that there's no reflection. But you've got to put that on the outside, of course. There's no good putting it on the inside because the glass still reflects. So if you just put a sheet of newspaper, and if you watch where he sits, and you just put the newspaper directly towards the glass at that height, sticky tape it on there, and once he can't see it, he'll abandon that attacking.
A couple of questions about different towns. Coolgardie.
Coolgardie, well, down here, the magpie is called Coolbardie. And I suspect that as you go inland, there's just that variation from Coolbardie to Coolgardie.
Yeah.
And that would be probably the place of our magpie.
And Kawarama. Now, we call it Cowtown. It's nothing to do with cows.
No, Kawara, one of our beautiful little lorikeets from down in that area is called the purple-crowned lorikeet. It's as big as a budgie and quite small. And it feeds on the nectar of the forest trees down there. And the Noongar word down there is Kawara.
Yep.
And the place where you find Kawara is, of course, Kawarama.
And Steve wants to know, where do birds go to die? He says they've got thousands of birds around, but he never sees dead ones.
No, because they are usually eaten. Usually, as soon as a bird dies, you'll have flies come in and laying their maggots on it, and the maggots will eat it away. You'll get the chudich come in, that's our native cat, come in and eat it. There's just a whole range of creatures which will just pull the dead bird to pieces, and it just literally just disappears. It's basically a whole series of recycling going on.
It's called the circle of life.
And that's it for Birdman, and we were discussing Birdman and also suburb names today. That was Eric McCrum, and I'm sure I will return to give more videos about him over the next coming weeks. This is Gibbo Gab. Ciao.